Okay, so I'm making a couple videos to go through this review, so if you got stuck on one of these parts on the test, hopefully you can watch these and go and try again. Lots of kids were stuck on 7, 8, 9, and 10. So the directions. Write the equation of the parabola in vertex form from the given vertex and point. What the heck is vertex form? Well, we need to have a number in place for the A. We need to have a number in place of the H. And we need to have a number in place of the K. Why is it called vertex form? Because the vertex is H and K. Why isn't it called X and Y? Because it is an X and a Y. It's a very special X and Y. So it gets its own name. Okay. If they're giving me the vertex and a point, I have everything from the vertex form except A. So step number 1 is to find A. I like to label H, K, X, and Y. My Y is 4. I don't know my A, that's why I'm doing this. X minus H, 1 squared plus K. Solve. Starting with my parentheses. Actually, I'm starting with this because I always mess up on that part. If I don't subtract it now, I end up doing it in the wrong spot. Okay, 2 minus negative 1 is negative 2 plus 1. Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1. So 1 equals 1A. I have my A, I have my H, I have my K. I can do vertex form. You don't have to write the 1. I'm going to because I'm on robot mode. I keep looking at the wrong thing. Minus negative 1. That's why I was changing it to a plus, but I want you to understand why it's a plus. And then plus, okay, here's your final answer on that one. All we had to do was find the A, and we were ready to go. So same idea over here. H, K, X, Y. We know everything we need for vertex form except the A. So let's start substituting. X is negative 4 minus negative 2 minus 4. Again, I'm moving this 4 to begin with because I keep making issues with that. Oh, sorry, I'm just going to erase this. Wow, that's not what I meant to do. Why is it doing that? All right, 4 equals A, parentheses, negative 4 plus 2 squared. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4. So I have 4 equals 4 times A. I have no room. I hate that it equals a 1 again. It doesn't have to be a 1. It can be lots of different things. So on your test, it probably won't be a 1. Now that I have A minus negative 2 plus K, I can plug them in and I have vertex form. Okay. All right. The most difficult problem in the whole test, in my humble opinion, is number 9 and 10. Because they want me to put it in vertex form, remember? But guess what I don't have? A. Guess what else I don't have? H. Guess what else I don't have? K. I got to find all of them. I'm going to start by trying to find A. And I'm going to use factored form because I've got P, Q, X, and Y. And factored form is, excuse me, X minus P, X minus Q. And I know X, Y, P, and Q, which again leaves me with just an unknown A. So step number 1, substitute it, but not into vertex form, or I'm not going to get very far, into factored form. I know my y is 117. I do not know a. My x is 12. My p is -1. X again is 12. All right. Let's change this minus and negative to a plus. And everything here is being multiplied outside those parentheses. So let's do order of operations. 12 plus 1 is 13. 12 minus 3 is 9. I might be shocked to learn this, but 13 times 9 is 117. Oh, it's 1 again. Okay, I promise it's not always 1. These are such horrible examples. Once again, my a equals 1. You're not even going to test it on the, you're not even going to check moving forward. You're just going to assume it's a 1. Okay, after that, I've got to find my vertex. So we learned a long time ago that if my x-intercepts are -1 and 3, I need to find right in the middle, right? So there's a couple ways to do that. If you find their average, that'll give you right in the middle. So 3 minus 1 is 2. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. This is some very important things. This is the axis of symmetry. This is a very special x, so it gets another name, h. I found my a. I found my h. Now I need to find my y. So the reason why I tell you this is an x value, because now instead of this x and y, right, I'm going to use this x to find my missing y. So y equals, we found out a is 1. We're using this special new x minus -1, 1 minus 3. So if you're not sure where I got any of these values from, push pause and go see what I'm doing. So again, this is our a value. This is our special x's. This is p. This is q. Now let's solve it through. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 minus 3 is -2. This is a special y, though. It's k. It's part of our vertex, which we need our vertex form. All right, once you have those 3 special pieces, you can write your equation. Y equals a x minus h plus k. So again, if you need to push pause and go back and see, where did this 1 come from? Where did this other 1 come from? Why is it a negative? Why is this a -4? Where did she get it? Go and look at the work that we did. Okay, the next example. So same idea. We're trying to get to vertex form. In order to write an equation in vertex form, you have to know a, h, and k. And with the given x-intercepts and 1 single point, we don't know any of that. And it's not a good idea to put it in vertex form anyhow, because we only know x and y. So let's label these p, q, x, y. Let's put them into factored form. Y equals a. We're trying to find a. X minus p times x minus q. That is hard to say, x and q and p and y, and write a number. Okay, these are all being multiplied, so let's do parentheses. 12 minus 0 is 12. 12 minus 6 is 6. I believe this is 72. And I'm wondering right now if I did something wrong, but I will finish this real quick and then I'll go look at my answer key. I forgot my a over here. Sorry about that. Okay, let's divide these out. And 8 goes into both of these. So this is 5/9. All right, what do we do once we have that particular a? Well, we still need to find our vertex. So that's the step that we're on right now, is needing to find the vertex. Okay, we decided to find the vertex. We take our intercepts at 0 and 6, and we find what's right in between them. I think we can all figure that out. It's 3. But just to practice finding the average of those two things, we can add them up. Okay, this is our x value, and it's a very special x value. It is h. I know a, I know h, and now I've got to find k. We find k by plugging all of this back into factored form. Remember, k is just another name for this special y value. It's the vertex. We know a, it's 5/9. We're using a new x, 3. Still minus p, still minus q. 3 times -3 is going to be 5/9 times -9. These will cross out. So my x, my y is -5, which is a special y. This is k. Okay, we've got all of our three things. So we can write it in vertex form. What is my h? 3 squared plus k. All right. Those are the two that were maybe the most difficult. They're very involved. You can see how complicated it can get, how many steps there are. All right, hopefully I haven't lost your interest yet. So I'm going to go through these. Step number 1, do your domain dots. This domain is at -2. This domain is at +2. Step number 2, what is it? What does it look like? This is going to be a parabola. This is going to be a horizontal line. This is also a horizontal line. If you're not sure what x plus 3 to the power of 2 looks like, throw it on your graph. It's a basic parabola that's gone through a horizontal translation of 3 units to the left. Okay, so I know my parabola is going to look like this. When I run into that dotted line, though, I'm looking back up here and seeing that it is less than or equal to. So I can feel pretty good about this beautiful piece of a parabola. Okay, the next section, f of x equals 0. That is where f of x equals 0. Now I'm looking here, open circle, open circle. And the last piece is at -2. All right, let's try another one. Do your domain dots. They are at 1. What in the world does x squared look like? Well, it's a parent function. It's the parabola that goes right through the origin. Open circle or closed circle? It looks like it's a closed circle. And up to 4. Open circle. I should have done this. Looks like a parabola. This is a horizontal line. Oh, I had lots of these. I wanted you guys to have plenty of practice. Draw your domain dots. -2, +3. What does it look like? Parabola. Horizontal line. Parabola. If you're not sure what x plus 3 to the power of 2 is, go graph it. Oh, why aren't you opening? Oh, it's opening. Okay. If you're not sure what it looks like, head over to your graph. I don't remember what it was. X plus 3 to the power of 2. X plus 3 to the power of 2. If you don't know what it looks like, so when I did +3, it's a horizontal translation of 3 to the left. So now that I remember that, I can come do that. 3 to the left, horizontal translation. I'm getting good at these. Where it hits my dots, I come up here and double check. Open circle or closed circle. Okay, I'm super excited about this guy. It's -4 here, horizontal line. Then I look. The left side is an open circle. The right side is a closed circle. And my final piece is another parabola, but it's x minus 3. What does that look like? Well, if you're not sure, go back to your graphing calculator and graph it. But I know that this is a parabola, and it was the parent function with a horizontal translation 3 units to the right. And the reason I did an open circle is I glanced up here. That vertex is right on my domain dots. So I needed to decide quickly if it was an open circle or a closed circle. All right, last one. One set of domain dots. What does it look like? X minus 4 is a parabola with a horizontal translation 4 units to the right. Whoa. So it's clear over here. Oh, it looks like I should do an open circle. And I'm only seeing half of this guy. The other half is in the wrong domain. I'm always excited when I see that. And here tells me it's a closed circle there. Okay, there's 2 more. So what I would suggest doing, just so you know, once you watch the video, go try it on your own, right? Like cover up or close my answers out. Don't look at the computer. Go ahead and graph it and then come back and double check. So I think all you had to do here is write your domain dots. So it looks like it's here at -1. So I can see this picture everywhere where x is less than or equal to -1, which means this has to be the rest of it. Oh my gosh. And I can see this is a closed circle. That's why it's less than or equal to. And this is an open circle. That's why it's greater than. Okay. I'm filling in the blanks here. So let's start with where x is less than or equal to -1. That's this part right here. This is a horizontal line at -6. I find my slope, rise 2, run -1. And the y-intercept is 4. I see that right here. And my parabola has had a horizontal shift 3 units to the right. Is there any more? Yes. Oh, 2 more domain dots. All right. I see it's here at -2. So this is everything. X is less than -2. Why didn't I do less than equal to? Because I noticed the open circle here. So I know it's going to be -2, +3. I can see that's a ginormous open circle that I'm seeing right here. So I can only see that parabola everywhere where x is greater than 3. All right, this last one. I'm going to start with the middle piece. -5. I love it. Then I'm going to do my parabola. It's a horizontal shift 4 units to the right. And lastly, the slope of this looks to be rise 1, run 2. But I can't see the y-intercept. It stopped too early. So if I continue, rise 2, run 1, rise 2, run 1, I can see that the y-intercept for that line, it would have gone all the way up to a 3 if it was allowed to.